Gabriel Zamora just tweeted that he was the whistleblower. Actually, he tweeted last night, retweeted that number, but he just tweeted himself that he was a whistleblower. And he has recently refollowed MANNY MUA on social media. So is Gabriel have a little behind the scenes role in this Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star a collab that's about to come out? Or is Gabriel just trolling us for attention?
Hello everybody, my name is Deb. Since I recorded this video, the Shane Dawson first episode has dropped, and there is some footage where they talk about Gabriel Zamora.
So in every Morphe store, is there YouTuber faces everywhere? So what happened to that Gabriel kid?
Gabriel Zamora?
Yeah, what is it?
Totally cool. He came over to my house. He apologized man to man. It was crazy. I'll never forget. Our first series ended. A day or two later, we flew to New Jersey. We opened up the Morphe store there. There was 20,000 people. It was so fucking magical and beautiful. And while I did the meet and greet, it's so crazy because I sat there and Laura and Manny and everyone's faces are on the wall in the Morphe store, right? And the next morning, after the fucking opening, is when that middle finger picture hit the internet and Dramageddon happened. And it was just so sad because we were on such a high. The series had just ended. We just did this massive signing. Like it was so, I was so proud. Like we spent, you know, a few years together. A lot of the time inseparable. It's sad because I genuinely love them. That's I think why I was so hurt. You know, because there wasn't a fake friendship. It was so real. It was crazy. But I think it's a good breakup. I'm like, bitch, I'm over it now.
So there we have it. Jeffree says that he and Gabriel are cool. Of course, this was filmed like a year ago, but as far as I know, they're still cool. But we'll have to see how he takes the news that Gabriel and Manny are now following each other. Also, in this shot, we see Lipstick Nick painting with the James Charles palette. So at that point, everything was all good between everybody because otherwise she would not presumably have been using that palette. Okay, so let me give you guys the receipts on the refollowing, a little bit of a history on the original Dramageddon and Gabriel and Manny's involvement in that. And also, I want to talk to you guys about forgiveness and giving people a second chance, because I don't want you to think that I'm against the two of them mending their fences if that is what has happened. So stay tuned at the end and I'll talk about that. First of all, if you're new to my channel, hello. If you want to subscribe now or subscribe at the end. Hit the like button whenever you want and leave me a comment. And now let's get going with the tea. So according to the website doesfollow.com, which I have found to be very reliable, on September 23rd, which is a week ago, Gabriel and Manny refollowed each other. Now, if you remember back in Dramageddon 1, the two of them really went their separate ways in a big way, and that was all detailed in Gabriel's really good apology video called My Truth. In case you need a little refresher, Dramageddon 1 was set off when 4 influencers were on a brand trip to Ibiza. That was MANNY MUA, Laura Lee, Nikita Dragon, and Gabriel, the then sort of lesser known Gabriel Zamora. Gabriel set things off by posting a tweet with the 4 of them making an obscene gesture, and in it he said, "B is bitter because without him, we're doing better." Well, that's super clever wording, but anyway, so a lot of people hated on Gabriel, and then all kinds of stuff came out about all 4 of them, about past tweets. It was a big old giant mess. We had the horrible Laura Lee crying apology. We had about 3 or 4 different apologies from Manny. Somehow Nikita got away without really having to do much of anything, but Gabriel made this great apology video called My Truth. In an article in 17 magazine kind of lays out what happened. According to 17 magazine, Gabriel explains that after the tweet went viral, he called Jeffree to apologize, and that's when the tea party really began. So if you remember from back in the day, if you've been watching my channel for a very long time, and I'll link the video in case you haven't, I did have some very exclusive insider tea at that time, which said that Manny was really kind of blanking Gabriel. They were over in a foreign country and Gabriel was desperate to get in touch with Jeffree, which he finally did. So in his video, Gabriel shares what was going down behind the scenes of that now infamous tweet. He clarifies that no, they were not conspiring against Jeffree when they took the photo, but he was being shady toward him with the caption. And he explains, I'm seeing certain things online about Jeffree doing negative things to my friends, and I'm like, you know what? Let me be shady on the internet, Gabriel said. Although I don't even like fully believe when he gave that apology, I don't even like fully believe that it really was his idea. I feel like he was kind of took the hit for that one. Like I said, I had a little bit more insider information on that. Gabriel explains that after the tweet went viral, he called Jeffree to apologize, and that's when the tea party really began. During the phone call, Jeffree laid out all the drama between him and Manny, and after hearing, quote, the other side of the story, Gabriel officially took Jeffree's side. And Gabriel's quoted as saying, a lot of clarity came from that conversation. A lot of things made more sense once I heard the other side of the story. I thought my friends would tell me the truth. That's not always the case. And he tweeted out to Jeffree Star, I'm sorry at Jeffree Star. Trust me, it's been an eye-opening 24 hours. He concluded the 48-minute long video where he, during the video, if you haven't watched, you have to go watch that. It's like a classic. He talks about how Manny actually comes to his house. Like when Manny realizes that Gabriel's not going to go along with his plan, Manny comes to his house and like sits outside his house. Anyway, he concluded the 48-minute video by officially cutting ties with Manny. He's quoted as saying, there is a certain individual that I need to cut out of my life because it's always just been toxic. A lot of the negativity around me and my friends has been due to this one person. There's this same factor in all these negative situations around my life, and that's Manny, Gabriel said. This is a person I need to cut out of my life. I've been wanting to cut him out of my life ever since he threw Laura under the bus when Laura and Jeffree had that falling out. And there is a shady tweet that Jeffree made about Laura, which I'll throw in here. And after Gabriel released his My Truth video, Jeffree did come out and support him. And the friendship, I thought, remained strong. Jeffree went on to use Gabriel in his campaign for Magic Star, which is a beautiful campaign. But shortly after that, there was all the James Charles drama. Gabriel came out and supported James in that. Jeffree briefly unfollowed Gabriel and then refollowed him. As of right now, Gabriel and Jeffree are still following each other, but Gabriel is also following Manny, the person they said he needed to cut out of his life. Now, that was on September 23rd, so I went back and looked at what Gabriel had been tweeting right around that time. So on September 26th, that's just 3 days after the refollow, Gabriel retweeted a tweet from Missy Elliott, which says, sometimes in order to grow, you can't be afraid of change. It may mean changing locations or trying a new job or removing certain people from around you. Even though it may be scary, at least try because your blessings may be coming by making a change. Now, very interesting that at the time of the My Truth video, he talked about needing to cut Manny out of his life. Now here he is a year and a few weeks later, and he is retweeting a tweet about making change and removing certain people from your life, but he's adding Manny back in. So my question is, who is he removing? Is he going to be removing Jeffree? Is he going to be removing Nikita? Or are there just other people that we don't know about that we haven't thought about? He also retweeted a tweet on the 24th, which says, I rock with people for how they make me feel, not what they give me, which I totally identify with, by the way. So again, not sure who he's cutting out, but he, for whatever reason, is adding Manny back in, at least by following him on social media. Now, what does that actually mean? Maybe it doesn't mean a whole lot, but it does mean a lot in the world of influencers, especially when you've had a huge public falling out, in my opinion. By the way, if you look on their Instagrams, you can also verify that Manny and Gabriel are now following each other, and also that Gabriel and Jeffree are still following each other, and that Jeffree and Manny, no surprise, are not following each other. All right, so those are the receipts. You guys, let me know in the comments what you think of this situation. Are Manny and Gabriel genuinely rebonding and reforming that friendship, or is there something shady going on here? Let me know what you think. And also, I recently lost a friend of mine, and it was somebody that I was very close to. We were really good friends for a couple of years, and then we had a really bad falling out and did not talk for about 2 years. And thank goodness he reached out to me in text one day, like 2 years later, and we just started texting and chatting. And at first it kind of like wasn't the same, but it was like nice to like how you have your good friends that you chit chat with and you gossip with. And we slowly started talking more and more. And he actually lived across the country. He came over to the area where I live to visit some family, so we got to hang out one day this summer, and we were planning a trip to maybe like meet up in Vegas or something. And then I had, I would text him every couple of weeks with something or send him something I saw on Instagram. And then we kind of got towards the end of the summer, and I noticed that I had texted him a couple of times and he hadn't responded, and I'd sent him something on Instagram, he hadn't responded, and I sort of thought, oh, is he mad at me about something again? But, couldn't think of anything. And, it just kind of was like a fleeting thought. And also just thought that he was probably busy. You know how people get busy. So unfortunately, in mid-September, I came to find out that he had actually fallen quite ill. And none of his friends really knew about it until the last minute. And just a few days after that, he did pass away. My point here is I'm not trying to like bring everybody down, but if he hadn't reached out to me, we never would have talked again, and he would have passed, and that the last time we would have spoken would have been in anger, and I would have lost those 2 bonus years of friendship that I got because he did reach out to me. So I can't sit here and say Gabriel and Manny can't be friends on social media, or Jeffree can't make up with Laura. It's their lives, it's their business, and truly, I don't personally understand the friendship with Manny. He grates on my nerves, or Laura, but that's not up to me, and they're not telling me who to be friends with. So if it's a genuine friendship, I'm happy to see it. If it's shenanigans, girl, I'll be reporting on it. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and leave me a comment.